This is Jablam Hockey with your hosts, Peter Bojarinoff and Paul Swinbeck. Welcome to Jablam Hockey, folks. I'm your host, Peter Bojarinoff. You can catch me on Twitter at Russian98. And I'm with
Paul Zwambag. You can catch me at Zwambag, Z-W-A-M-B-A-G. Hello, everybody.
Hey out there. All right. First, we're going to say this again. I said it last episode. Please go out there and rate and review our podcast on iTunes. Same thing, Jablam Hockey. You know us. We're still on Facebook and we're still on Twitter. But we're now on Stitcher and Blueberry. If you prefer those other than iTunes, I know I've got some friends out there that, Apple sucks and this and that. Hey, I love Apple. I'm an Apple fan, but some people aren't. So you can go, we're on Podomatic, and now we're also on Stitcher and Burberry. So Go check us out there and review and rate us, please.
Yeah, getting our name out there further to make sure everybody can get to us. Listen to us. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good, Paul. So everything's going well. All right, first let's talk about Andrei Kopitar. Looks like he might be cashing in the bank soon with $80 million.
Absurd. That's a lot of money.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
If he gets this, Paul, he's right underneath the top two, which are Taze and Kane, that are just making over the 10. And obviously, when I first saw the $80 million, they didn't say anything else. It's just he could be getting the $80 million. Obviously, I'm thinking, okay, it's the 8-year max, which obviously means $10 million per season. He'd be the third highest paid NHLer. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't think he's the third best player. So I don't see how these players want this much money and then they expect to build a team around them.
They don't care about building a team around them. Do you think they do, Paul?
They should, because look at the Blackhawks. Yeah, they have two guys making $10 million, but they keep losing guys, and
they're doing a great job on the Hawks, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when you have Duncan Keith making peanuts as a guy who's the Norris caliber NHL player, and then again they lock up Seabrook with a pretty good contract there too, so they can pay those two studs that amount of money. Kopitar, on the other hand, I love Kopitar. I'm a huge fan. He's a great two-way player, and I love two-way players. But usually that's a number one thing I think about is two-way players never get paid the big bucks.
No. He should be getting
it's kind of shocking there.
Do you know what Patrice Bergeron makes, by chance? He should be making Patrice Bergeron money.
It's around 6.5, I believe.
Yeah.
What Bergeron's making. So, yeah, I think same. I'm in the same boat. I know it's a new contract, and the cap's always going up, but Bergeron is about 6.5, 6.8, I believe, around there.
Yeah, 6.875. You're right.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was just off the top of my head. But yeah, I think it's a new contract, so I'd be fine with, in my opinion, even paying him $8 million. But anything above that is pretty wild for a guy who's not a huge scorer.
Yeah, I don't know why they pay these guys so much money. It's crazy.
And then if you think about it, they're paying Kopitar this. What are they going to have to pay Doughty next?
Yeah, no kidding.
And then you've got to build a team around these guys. So it's a little high. All right, let's move on. My favorite subject, and Paul doesn't like to talk about it, is suspensions.
Yeah,
and
here we go.
Bobby Farnham with 4-game suspension. Did you see this, Paul?
I did not see it, no.
Oh, my God, it's ridiculous. This is where the league needs to put the hammer down. You know me. I don't like suspensions, and I think borderline hits are hard to call suspensions on. Giving a warning or a fine and then move on to a 2-game suspension. But this was predatory. This was disgusting. So basically, he has the puck. He gets rubbed out behind the net by Shattenkirk on the Blues, and he gets pissed off. He gets really angry. I don't know why. So the puck slides further up the boards. Dmitry Yaskin, I believe, gets the puck, and he quickly throws it back up the ice. And about 3 seconds later or more, boom, Bobby gets mad and it just decks the you know what out of freaking Jaskin. I'm surprised he wasn't injured, but it was awful. Didn't have the puck, totally interference. He was totally unsuspecting of the hit too. That's why I didn't like it. It's just really late. Like I don't mind it if it's right after, but you can tell he was predatory. He was in his mind. He got up and he was just pissed. And he's lucky that Jaskin wasn't injured on the play. In my opinion, he got 4 games. I'm kind of happy about that. He should have got more, in my opinion. But again, it's his first, and Jaskin wasn't injured, and I hate how players get suspended based on injuries of the other player. Because if he did get injured, no doubt about it, he would have got at least 2, 3 more games.
Yeah.
So it was pretty bad. But moving on to the other guy who does make borderline clean hits, in my opinion, is Rafi Torres is coming back. So the Torres, where is he right now?
Sharks.
I can't even remember because he's been out for half a season.
Yeah.
So he's on the Sharks, and they're going to put him on a 14-day AHL conditioning stint, of course, because he's missed a half a season. And his hits, and even the one that he got suspended for, in my opinion, was just barely borderline. It wasn't that bad. But he's got a history, and a lot of his hits are borderline. But I call him Torres the Tank because he hits like a tank. He's kind of like a superhero, in my opinion, in the NHL because he's so strong and physically empowering that he just takes guys out easily, even though the hits are fine, or some of them are, in my opinion, almost clean. But they get injured, and that's why they have to put the hammer down on Torres. So I'm happy that he's back, and I hope that he, plays a little cleaner, a little bit, I guess, or he has to tone it down. Basically, he can't use the full force of his power. He can't use the Star Trek's force on these opposing players.
Yeah, I'm blown away with we are now doing 2 episodes a week, and we are able to give a suspension update pretty much every episode. Like there are way too many suspensions. It's crazy. Like
there's at least a suspension a week. So that's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But moving on to other guys that have been out for a while. Zach Kassian is called up by the Oilers after the trade, of course, from Montreal, and Cody Hodgson was sent down by the Preds. What's going on there, Paul?
All the Buffalo fans that were like, "Thanks for taking Cody Hodgson off our hands." Now Nashville has to deal with him. It's I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Like he was such a good talent in juniors. So
remember the trade when the Kassian Hodgson trade happened?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I can't believe you just trade Cody Hodgson. This guy is going to be a superstar.
Yeah, and Kassian at the time was a pretty good player too. Like he was going to be the next power forward. Like
you thought he was going to put the pieces together and become a good power forward. I still think he could. So it's up in the air. I can't see Hodgson really pulling his game around. I still think Kassian can.
Yeah, Kassian played just over 14 minutes tonight, 14 and a half minutes for the Oilers.
Oh, nice. Wicked.
Yeah. So he finally got into a game. Nice to see.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So I hope the best for both of them, but I can see a bit of an upside more on Kassian.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to the team we just talked about a bit. Is the Sabres, because they're not playing too well. There's rumors surrounding the whole team looking to dump a lot of players. Primarily, the main name, like we've heard Franzen and Leguan maybe, and even McGinn maybe, but the big name that everybody's obviously going to be calling the Sabres about is Tyler Ennis.
Yeah.
There's even rumors that I'm hearing Drouin for Ennis. What do you think about if that could happen?
Yeah, that would be interesting. Like that would help Tampa Bay, I think. Like Tyler Ennis is pretty good. Like he played
he's pretty underrated.
Yeah, he played really well in World Championships last year, and I thought he was going to come into this year and be really good, especially with all the young talent in Buffalo. And then he's gotten some injuries, so.
Yeah. I actually thought the Sabres were going to be a little bit better than they have played so far. They've got some decent pieces there, but for some reason it's not clicking everywhere. and Ennis is one of them. So yeah, I think a lot of teams are going to be calling for him, and he could easily still be a pretty good player on any team.
Yeah, he would help scoring depth big time if he finds the second line minutes, maybe third line minutes. Like
Yeah,
he could be plugged into a lot of lineups. So
yeah. Duran for Ennis, though, I don't know. What do you think? You think which player out of the two would you rather have right now?
uh, right now, if I was Tampa Bay, I would rather have NS.
Yeah,
If I
well,
was Buffalo, I would rather have Druin.
yeah. If you're building a little bit more for the future, but
Yeah,
Ennis is still fairly young, so it's tough. It's a tough call there.
yeah, definitely would be a
It's a tough
down the
call.
line trade. You'd have to look into it and see what ended up happening with their careers because
Yeah.
it's pretty close right now. So
All right, let's move on. This week we are team ISOing the Calgary Flames. You know what? They are. Where are they in the standings right now? About second last in the Western Conference, roughly.
yeah, second last. They're
Yeah,
42 points, just above Edmonton. Yeah,
and it's so tight there that anybody could like get 1 or 2 points and be right in a playoff spot almost. I had them when the season started in about that 7 to 9 spot, and it's still tight. I don't know. Last time I checked, they almost had the same amount of wins as the Predators, who were in a wild card spot. So it's pretty funny. But of course, points wise, they're a little bit further.
yeah,
So anything's still possible.
yeah. They're only five points out of the last wild card spot. So
Yeah.
the West is really tight. Like it's crazy how many teams are still in it. Like
Do you think Calgary will make the playoffs this year?
mm, no,
No.
I don't think their goaltending's good enough. Kerry Ramos played really well, but and Jonas Hiller's now back, and he just got a shutout this
And
week. So
yeah, so that's the only thing right there. If their goaltending can heat up or just be fairly good, I think they can make a playoff spot. It all hinges on their goaltending.
yeah, remember in the offseason when they picked up Dougie Hamilton, and everybody was like, "Oh, best defense core in the NHL."
Yep.
I don't think they're the best defense core in the NHL right now. So
Yeah, the way of playing.
yeah,
Um, with their defense, led by Giordano last year, he was almost he was almost a Norris possible nominee last year.
oh, before he went out, he was definitely like Norris'
Exactly. He
favorite.
was one
Yeah,
of the top three.
yeah,
And then when he went down, the rest of them just totally picked up the slack.
yeah, yeah,
And this year, it's totally opposite. So, and then you thought again with Hamilton too coming in, you would think that would take him to the next level. But it's just been very odd, especially they had a few defensive injuries earlier in the season, and they just haven't put it together.
yeah. I don't really have an answer. Like they are enjoyable to watch. Like I watch them on Rogers Game Center, so
Yeah.
I, I I don't know. I really think it is the goaltending. Like Kerry Ramo is keeping them in games, but they're not winning them
Yeah.
games. Like
Yeah, even like Yuri Hudler had a stellar year last year. He won the Lady Bing, right?
uh
I believe.
yes, yeah, I think so. Yeah, he
So
walked up on stage with no shoes on. Yeah, I
no
remember
shoes
that.
on and
Yeah,
everything, and
yeah,
then he made the jokes about Johnny Hockey and stuff like that, and
yeah,
waking him up. That was my favorite part of last year's award show was
yeah,
Hudler.
yeah.
It
He had
was
a
he
lot
was
of fun.
funny.
Yeah,
But again, he was amazing. So he's not as good this year. And then the goaltending is horrible so far, and Ramos average at best, but Hiller and Ordio so far haven't been good. So if they can fix that, it might be better.
well,
But the
and
kids up front, go ahead.
Monahan's got to step it up too. Like he had a much better year last year, and he's not having the same kind of year. And I think that has a lot to do with Yuri Hudler as well. But Gaudreau's putting up points, so why can't Monahan put up the same point rate? Like Gaudreau at 43 points and then Monahan at 28. That's a big fall. That's a big fall
Yeah,
off.
it is. It is. But Johnny Hockey is killing it. Paul, I totally didn't see this coming out of this kid. This is ridiculous what he's doing so far. He's what in the like almost top five in the league in points. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, um, so I thought he would be a top 30 guy, but and maybe with some highlight reel plays, but he's in the top 10. He's playing outstanding. Uh, but he's one of them. We're going to move on to the prospects part of them. Um, you know, their prospects are pretty much on their team right now. We've mentioned Monahan. There's Goudreau, and now Sam Bennett. He's there. So, and they're already like their top three guys, basically.
Yeah, Sam Bennett had a 4-goal night the other night. Hat trick
That
in the
was
first
insane.
period, 17 minutes. He gets his first hat trick. It was crazy.
It's funny. He had only 6 goals this season. He's pretty much up and down. It is his rookie season, especially the way he played in the playoffs last year. You'd think he would be already a little bit better, but that game showed you what he has to offer.
Yeah.
So that's outstanding. Any other good prospects coming up, at least for them?
They got a lot of depth on their defense, like Oliver Kylington, Swedish pick, second round, 60th overall. Tyler Weatherspoon from Canada, second round, 57th overall as well. They got a lot of second, third line, or
They have
second
depth guys.
and
They have
third
bottom
round
six,
guys.
maybe guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brandon Hickey, he's a well-known World Junior guy.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they got Morgan Klimchuk is going to be like a Corey Perry when he makes it to the NHL. He might still be a year or two away, but
You think Klimchuk's going to be like a really top line guy?
yeah, I think he's built like Corey Perry. He plays like Corey Perry. I think if he's given the chance, which if Johnny Gaudreau's playing top left wing, I think he'll end up playing second line. So he might not get the same production as Corey Perry because he won't get all the ice time and all that production time as Corey Perry did when he came into the league. So, but he is comparable to Corey Perry. So
Wow, I can't see him doing that amazing. But maybe, in my opinion, maybe a second line type guy. But we'll see. What about Emil Poirier? He looks pretty good.
yeah, he's 1 or 2 years still away, but yeah, he's going to be pretty good too. He's fast. So
I think he might even be on the team maybe next year, depending on how training camp goes. So I think he might be pretty good for them.
yeah, yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But with the talent the Flames have, they just need their goaltending to be a lot better, and they can only go up from here.
Yeah, and Kerry Ramo was, before he was in the NHL, he was the best goalie out of the NHL. So
Yeah.
now he's in the NHL and he's got to he is playing decent. Like he's just got to start being elite. Like he's got to start winning games. So
You know what? The future still looks really bright for the Flames, and the next 3 to 4 years should be really exciting, and they could be a top team.
yeah, for sure.
All right, what do you have for us this week for the fantasy up and down, Paul?
Well, let's start with Calgary Flames, Sam Bennett. The past 2 weeks, you can't really look at because he didn't have a good, like 2 weeks ago he wasn't good, but that 4-goal game, you got to ride that. He's 12% owned. He's riding with confidence. I think if you pick him up now, he's a very streaky guy.
That's like the first thing I actually thought about, Paul. When he scored the third goal, I was like, the first thing I was thinking is, how many people actually have him on fantasy? And second thing I thought was probably not many.
Yeah, he's only 12% owned, so
Yeah.
go out and get him. And as soon as you see a fall off and he stops scoring and stops putting up production, drop him and go get somebody else. That's what happens when you are trying to pick guys up off the free agent list. They're streaky guys. That's why they're on the free agent list, right? So
Yeah, I'm lazy. I still got JVR on there, and I got to move him.
oh jeez. Jordan Stahl's having a good 2 weeks. 3 goals, 4 assists. He's only 14% owned in 7 games, so plus 6 playing for Carolina. That's pretty decent. So Seth Jones, he's 38% owned, but if you can go out and get him, this past 2 weeks he hasn't been very good, but I think he's just growing into the Columbus system. Like he's got to get adjusted. He's playing
You
top.
think
What's that?
A lot of people probably have plus minus as their stat. No, I wouldn't pick him then because of that.
Yeah, Columbus is getting scored on, but he's getting top power play time. So if
Yeah,
you need a power play guy, there's not very many guys out there that are playing on the top power play on your.
that's true. And I always think if you're getting the minutes and if you're getting the power play minutes, he's a good player to pick up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Uh, One guy that we talked about a couple weeks ago, and he's still riding high. Louis Domingue or Domingue. 6 games
Mm-hmm.
played. He's ranked 6 in Yahoo over the past 2 weeks. 5 wins, 1.79 goals against average. This guy's playing unbelievable. He's playing unbelievable. It's crazy. He's so
You don't
good.
think he's going to slow down anytime soon?
I really don't. And when Mike Smith comes back, Mike Smith probably will get majority of the starts, but I don't think Domingue is going to go anywhere. Like, he's playing himself into that net. So,
Yeah.
and Arizona doesn't look like they're slowing down at all. Like,
Yeah, they're playing pretty well. They're second in their division, so
yeah,
they're doing a good job.
yeah. So those are all my ups. Let's go with
Yep.
downs. A couple weeks ago we said to pick up Lee Stempniak. Time to drop him. 40% owned. He should not be that owned. Put him back on the free agent list because he's fallen off. He's no longer scoring. He's got 1 goal, 1 assist in the past 6 games. So
That's what I'd expect out of him.
yeah. So you picked him up when he had his hot streak, and now he's gone cold. So move on. Mark Streit on the back end, 52% owned. He lost his top power play time to Gus Disby here.
Hmm.
Ghost is hurt right now, so Streit is playing the top power play, but as soon as Ghost comes back, Streit's moving off that top power play unit. They play a 4 forward unit, so
Philly's playing pretty well lately too.
yeah, so Mark Streit is
Interesting.
not worth owning.
Hmm.
And a goalie that is no longer a starting goalie, Jimmy Howard, has fallen off. Peter Mrazek has just stole that net, and he's riding
Oh,
it and playing really well. So
people still have Howard. I don't know what they're doing.
yeah, 57% owned.
Yeah,
Why?
people are crazy.
Yeah,
Maybe they're just lazy.
yeah, probably. Or they play in like a 14 or 16 team league, and
Yeah.
goalies are hard to come by. So
All right.
and so talking about Louis Domingue, I picked him up just before Christmas when I told everybody else to pick him up. I
Yep.
picked him up when Marc-Andre Fleury got hurt. So I
Nice.
put Fleury on IR, picked up Domingue. So my goalies were Lundqvist, Domingue. I had Talbot and Lack that I picked up earlier in the season. So I had way too many goalies. So
Yeah.
I went out and looked for a guy that needed goalie starts. He had, I think he had Allen hurt and Bobrovsky hurt,
Mm.
and he wasn't hitting his minimums. So I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you need a goalie. So he was like, yeah, I'll make an offer. I'll make an offer. So he made the offer, Eddie Lack and Cam Talbot
Yep.
for Torrey Krug and Joe Pavelski.
Whoa.
Oh, I couldn't press accept
Pavelski?
fast enough. Like,
Yeah.
that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're two, like, 50-50 goalies. Neither of them are full-time starters.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow.
But the guy needed starts, so he had to pay for him. I couldn't believe the offer he gave me. I didn't even have to think about it. I was like, accept, done. So now I have Fleury back with Lundqvist and Domingue. So
Good
that's
stuff.
why you pick up those goalies that are filling in for injuries, because you can move another guy if they keep the net, or
Yeah.
move them because they're playing hot. Like, if I got an offer for Domingue right now, I would probably move him because
I don't know what leagues you play in, Paul, but the leagues I play in on Yahoo, there's never ever any trades. I'm like I'm in 4 leagues, and there's one league that there's been a couple of trades, and the other 3 I don't even think there's been one. So it's amazing that you made that trade, and I'm even surprised some people are actually making trades.
oh, it's the best part of fantasy, making trades.
It is fun,
You
but
negotiate and
I've
then
tried
like,
sometimes. I'm like, hey, this and that, and people say no, and then I get like people offering me this, and it's the worst offer ever. And I'm like, why would I give like my best player for your mediocre guy. You know, like I don't understand. And
Yeah.
that's usually the offers I see and I get. So I don't know. It's hilarious though. Good for
Yeah.
you though. That was a good
Yeah,
move.
and this is a league that I've been playing with the guys for 6 years, so like we kind of know each other's tendencies.
That's
Like,
and that's good.
yeah, so it was a great trade. I was very happy with it.
All right, let's go to our team report cards for the half season mark. Paul, you go first with your Penguins.
All right, let's start with the star, Sidney Crosby. He at the quarter mark he was a C minus. That's what I gave him. I've moved him up to a B. He's still low scoring. Like he's finally started to find his game. His points per game rate is .80, so that's definitely below his career average of like
Yeah.
1.2. So that's why he's got the B and not any higher.
So you're giving him a B based on overall play as a hockey player. If you were giving him a report, a letter based on him being Sidney Crosby, what would it be then?
C probably.
C. You'd still give him a C. I'd freaking probably give him a D or something or a D minus, comparing that he is the face of the NHL still.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
he's not that far off the point lead. I don't even know what he's at right now for points, but
yeah,
he's he's still good and he's still playing. Like he's still dominating out on the ice. It's just he can't find the back of the net, and he's playing with two wingers that are no longer great wingers. Like,
hmm
which we'll get. I'll go right to Chris Kunitz right now. C, because he has no more chemistry with Crosby. He just he lost his game. He's lost his foot speed. He's
yeah.
not fast anymore. He's no longer the wrecking ball that we knew him for 2 or 3 years ago. So
Mm.
yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury, A plus, still MVP of the team. He was an A plus at the quarter mark. He had his concussion issues, but came back and didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
He's been our MVP big time. So uh, Pascal Dupuis I didn't rate because he retired, so that
Yep.
really sucks about that. But he was definitely a locker room guy that we really miss right now. So. Chris Letang, B plus. He's on and off injuries for most of December, but when he has been in the lineup, he has quarterbacked the power play and has brought a lot of offense from the back end. So
Yeah.
B plus for Letang. He could definitely be better, and I think being better is being healthy. Like
He's going to the All-Star game, isn't he?
he is going to the All Star game,
So,
so
yeah, he's playing pretty good.
yeah. Young kid we lost, Daniel Sprong. We sent him back to Charlottetown Islanders at the QMJHL. He's
hmm
dominating back there, but no longer can rate him because he
Yeah.
left. As soon as Mike Sullivan came in, he changed the look of the team
Yeah.
immediately, calling up all his AHL guys that were playing for him. So
Well, if
uh,
the team's, just not gelling and putting it all together, it might be a good thing to get him out of there and get him a lot more playing time in the A.
yeah, one guy that I am pretty impressed with his game is Matt Cullen. I saw the signing and I was like, oh man, this is Craig Adams all over again, but
hmm
he's filling in second, third, fourth line wherever they need him to
It's
be.
pretty
He's
good.
playing. He's leading the team in shorthanded time on ice, so he's having a really good year. So I gave him a B.
Cool.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah. So if you want to see the rest of them, they'll be on our Facebook page. Full report card there. Peter, what do you got for your Maple Leafs?
Well, you know what? I'm not going to go into it too much, but we all know Komarov and even Parento having solid seasons. But guys that need to work I'm going to go first with the invisible Joffrey Lupul.
Oh,
I had him at in the first one. I think I had him at about a C minus. Got him at a D now. He has one goal in the last 14 games now, I believe. This is a rare, fairly healthy season for Lupul, but an abysmal season. Totally invisible. Almost, you know what? Winnick is almost the same there. I think I had him a little higher. Now he's at a C minus. Still decent defensively, but not nearly as good offensively, especially compared to how well he played and gelled with the Leafs last year. Again, his minutes are a little bit lower. I know that, but he hasn't found the net at all that well, and he's a C minus. Grabner has moved up now. He's playing well, and he deservedly so. They've moved him up in the lineup. He was in the second, third line. Now he's on the top line with Kadri and Komarov. Have him at a C now. You know what? He's a +7. So obviously he's doing something well. I was shocked. I didn't know that Grabner is such a good two-way defensive player. He's doing really well on the PK for the Leafs, and he's getting a lot of scoring chances though, and he's missing on them, and that's where he needs to still fix his offense and putting the puck in the back of the net. And then on the back end, you know, Jake Gardiner has gotten a little better. And this is the thing about Jake Gardiner, if people don't know, he almost always has a horrible first half of the season and a great second half of the season. So look for him to get better. I've already noticed in like the last 2-3 weeks, he's better now. I probably had around a D, and now I moved him up a bit, and he's gonna be good, and he's playing better already. Also, Roman Polak, I got him at a C+. He's getting sheltered minutes. That's correct, but he's way up there in plus minus. He's doing a good job on the third pairing, and he's been pretty good too the last few weeks. So he's good shutting down on the third pairing. And then Jonathan Bernier, I still got him down there. He's playing better now. I think I put him on a D+ now, and before he was probably a D-. You know, it's statistically, and it shows he's been the worst goalie in the league, but he is playing better. He's found himself, so hopefully he keeps on getting and playing better.
Nice.
Yep. All right. We're doing it finally. We haven't done it in a long time, but we're doing Saturday's picks. We've made our selections for this Saturday. Paul, let's go with the first team playing at 1 p.m. It's the New York Rangers at Philly. What do you got?
I am going to take the New York Rangers. They first game of back-to-back. I believe they're going to play Ranta because they play Washington on Sunday. So I think they'll save Lundqvist for Washington, and Ranta is a great backup goalie. So I'm going with the New York Rangers. What do you say?
I'm going with the long shot, and I'm going with Philly. They're playing well lately, and it's a Saturday game. And if I haven't said this yet, I love Saturday games. The NFL is pretty much, into their postseason, and these games are huge now. It's probably an NBC game, I'm guessing maybe, but these games are great to watch. You should go out and watch them. Rangers, Philly, and I think the Philly's going to win. Next, we got New Jersey at Arizona.
I'm taking the Coyotes. They are flying. They're playing great hockey, and the Devils are starting to slow down, I think. So I'm going to go with the Coyotes.
Yeah. This one I wasn't sure about, and I'm going to say this is going to be a really, really tight game. I even had maybe New Jersey, but I'm going to say that this is a good game to pick for the tie to go into overtime.
Nice.
All right. Ottawa at LA. I picked LA. It's no doubt about it.
Yeah, agreed. 100%.
Easy pick. LA's got to win that one. Then we got Toronto at Boston. Looks like another easy one. Got to go with Boston.
Yep, same.
Leafs are just playing pretty bad the last few games. And versus Boston, they almost always have bad games. So you never know with Leafs, but it looks like it should be an easy one for Boston. All right. Washington at Buffalo. What do you got, Paul?
I'm going to take the Capitals. They are just way too good of a team. They seem to be able to beat anybody. And Buffalo has fallen apart. I watch them and they look like they're playing really well, and then they end up losing. And the games I don't watch, they lose, and it's like they just keep losing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but some random things do happen with them on the ice. I don't know what's going on, and then they just lose.
Yeah.
So I got the same here. I got the Caps.
Yeah, all right.
Next, Colorado at Columbus. I'm going with, and I wasn't sure, but I'm going to go with Colorado on this.
Yeah, I agree.
Paul?
Yeah, the Blue Jackets are just not a good team.
And Colorado is slightly playing better the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So they should win this one. Next, we got Minnesota at St. Louis.
Oh, Montreal at St.
Montreal,
Louis.
that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I put the I instead of a no. Montreal at St. Louis, that's correct. I'm going to go with St. Louis. Montreal is still not finding their game.
No, they can't score. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Gallagher came back the Winter Classic, and I thought that was going to turn their season back around, but they're in dire need of getting Price back.
How long do you think Montreal can keep playing like this and not have maybe the coach getting fired?
I don't think he will, just because Price has been injured, so he's
Yeah.
got an excuse, which they hate
It's
saying.
not a good excuse because you know what? I thought Condon's actually still played fairly well for them.
Yeah,
So I don't know. This you got to put a lot on the coach, and then some of that team there that they gotta find a ways to win. But it looks like St. Louis should easily win this one.
yeah, yep, agreed.
All right, Calgary at Edmonton.
I'm going with the Flames. This Alberta battle is such a good battle, and
Yeah,
I think Calgary's gonna turn it up, and Johnny Hockey's gonna. I'm gonna say he's gonna score a goal. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's going out on a limb, Peter. I know.
Johnny Hockey scoring a goal.
Yeah.
You're going pretty far with that. I'm going the same with you. I'm thinking Calgary, and I'm thinking this one again. Great games, Calgary versus Edmonton. I think it's going to go to overtime, and Calgary should win in OT.
Nice, nice.
All right, last but not least, we got the Stars at San Jose. What do you got, Paul, there for there?
I'm taking the Stars. Yeah, they're scoring. They just keep scoring. It's crazy. Their goalies aren't playing that great. Martin Jones is playing fantastic for San Jose, but
Yeah,
I think I'm going on a hunch, Dallas.
yeah. I'm going with the longer shot, maybe, and San Jose. Just they're playing fairly better lately.
Yeah,
So
nice.
it's going to be a close game, but I don't know. I think the Sharks might pull it out.
Yeah, I think you missed a game, Peter. Minnesota, Nashville.
That's probably what it was.
How you mixed up
That's
the
how it
Montreal
mixed up.
St.
I
Louis.
did
Yeah,
miss that game. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Minnesota, Nashville. I'm going to go with the Predators. They are pretty good. They're pretty good. Johansson and James Neal look fantastic together. Their chemistry off the bat is awesome. They look really good together. Yeah, I'm going with Nashville.
This is a close one, but I do like how Johansson's already fitting as well on the Preds.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm gonna go with Nashville and play it safe on that one.
All right. Nice.
All right. And so Ovi had a huge goal. He's been playing on fire lately. And then he went and scored his 500th.
Yeah. Join the 500 club. Good for you, Ovechkin.
Crazy. Ovi at 500.
Yeah, fourth fastest to do it. Impressive.
Especially in this era. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So it was cool. Did you watch any of that game or did you see the highlights?
I watched the. I tuned in just after the game, but I rewound it to actually see the goal because I wanted to see the 500th goal, and
Yeah.
I saw the big celebration where they all came out on the ice. It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it was really cool to see, especially with his parents there.
Yeah.
And, of course, the owner of the team. He's pretty tight with Ovi.
Yeah.
We all know that. But, yeah, everybody coming out on the ice was hilarious. It was great, and they kept pushing him on the ice. But I was expecting maybe a penalty.
Yeah, it was really weird, and I think the circumstance they let it go. But yeah, it was pretty funny. All right, so the 500 goal club, Peter.
Okay.
We got 3.5 minutes. We're gonna take on this. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna name a guy. I'm gonna name his goals and his goal per game played and his game played. Whatever you want from it when I give out the name, and you're gonna tell me if they're gonna make the 500 club. Okay.
Okay.
I'll start you off with an easy one. This is a home run. Marian Hossa, 493 goals right now. Is he hitting 500?
You know what? He's not. He's not gonna do it. He's gonna get injured next game,
Oh, jeez,
and
Peter.
he won't make it.
That's not very
Obviously,
nice.
I love Hossa.
Yeah.
Great player. He's gonna get it. Obviously.
Do you think he makes the Hall of Fame? This is way off topic. Sorry, but
No, you know what? He should. In my opinion,
yeah,
he
it's
should.
a big,
He's just
it's a
done
big.
way too much. And on top of his points, he is one of the best two-way players in the NHL, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like he is, and I think he gets overlooked with the Selke because he's a winger, and it's usually a centerman that wins it. So
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
okay. All right, back to the 500 club.
Yeah,
LeCavalier, he's at 411. Do you think he makes to 500?
I don't think so. I
No.
can't see LeCavalier hitting a stride and finding some old juice and playing. He's pretty much done, right? That's what they're saying, at least for this season. So
Yeah, I guess he would have to score 90, 89 more goals this year because he's retiring
yes,
at the end of the year.
yeah. So I don't
See,
see it happening.
two home runs for you. Those were pretty easy. Okay,
Uh,
Rick Nash, he's at 390.
Nash will do it.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, he's only in the middle of his career. He's still playing the way he can, and he'll put up the easy 20 goals at least per season, at
Yeah.
least for a couple more years.
Okay. Crosby, he's at 314. You think he makes it to 500?
All depends on injuries with
Yeah.
Crosby, that's
Yeah.
for sure. So you would say Crosby will get 500, but if he gets concussed one or two more times, he won't get it.
Yeah, he's just under half a goal per game played rate, 4.47. So
Yep.
I think he makes 1,000 games. So
Yeah,
that means he should be close to 500 goals. So
he'll be close, maybe.
yeah. Eric Stahl, 320. He's only got a couple more years. Do you think he's
Oh,
only got a couple more years? Or he's got like 4 years in him, maybe?
at least I would think Stahl would have a fair bit more years in him. It's going to be close for Stahl. I don't think he will hit 500, but it will be close. He'll hit 450.
All right. Steven Stamkos.
Steven Stamkos, he's got to hit 500.
He's at
I can't.
290. He's at 294 in 534 games. So
He's
he's over.
slowed down this year,
Yeah, he's
but
over a goal per game
he's
rate.
got to
So
hit it. Stamkos, as I like to call him, Steven Chaos, will hit 500.
all right. Patrick Kane is at 230. You think he can make 500? And how many seasons? 5, 6.
Kane's got to make it. He's going to hit 500. But yeah, it's going to be at least 5 seasons.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Phil Kessel, 259 at a .37 goals per game played rate. Think Phil
He-
Kessel can do it? He's having
That's
an awful year this year. Like,
yeah. You know what? He's still got a long contract, and if they change the lineup a bit and he starts playing more with Crosby, both of them should hit 500. But you know what? If it just doesn't gel and it doesn't gel, then he might not make it.
yeah, I can't believe he's only on pace for 23 goals this
Yeah.
year. That's brutal.
It's you know what I felt it coming for some reason. I had a feeling that something was going to happen with Pittsburgh this year.
Okay, let's go with one that's kind of closer. Shane Doan, 383. Think he's got? I don't think so.
383. No, Doan's pretty much retired almost.
Yeah, I
I
think
can't
so.
see him playing for more than 2 more years.
Okay, Patrick Marleau at 470. He's got 30 more in him.
Marlowe, 30 more. Oh yeah, he's got to make it easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Thornton, his line mate, 365.
I can't
That's
see
a
Joe
ways.
Thornton.
No, he's not goal scorer.
He's not going to make it for sure.
He's going to hit 1,000 assists. He's at 923.
If Joe plays a few more years, they'll get maybe even 200-300 more assists.
Yeah. All right, so that's what I got. We had some yays and some nays, I guess. So
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
yeah, we got a lot of 500 club to tune into for our generation of hockey. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we still got a lot of other kids coming up that might be in that ballpark. The way Johnny Hockey's playing, you'd expect maybe him to get up there, and some other names probably could be up there too. So, but we'll see.
Well, like McDavid should get there. Eichel should get there. Like we got a lot of young
Taylor
talent.
Hall.
Yeah, Taylor Hall should get there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got a great generation of hockey to watch right now, so I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, that's our show for this episode, and for this week. We'll see you next week in next episode.
Yeah, who are we going to team ISO? Let's figure that out right now. Quickly.
Right now,
Yeah.
Ooh, you caught me on.
Open up the behind the scenes to all the listeners. Who do
Okay,
you want to
usually what I like to do about Team Icewing, we like to start from the bottom up because we'll be doing a lot of shows in the postseason, and then we want to talk a little bit more about them when we get there. So we're looking at the bottom of the pack, a team that might not make the playoffs, and a team that would be good to talk about next week. Have we talked about Philly yet, Paul?
No, let's go Philly. Yeah, I like that.
Philly's good for next week. They're doing well lately, and we're going to Team ISO the Philadelphia Flyers.
All right. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Stay tuned for that, folks. See you then.
Bye.